Can you just keep them out of your pockets, please?
No, I don't have, you don't feel? I don't have anything in my pockets. Well, don't be silly.
Why don't you settle down a little bit, okay? I'm about to put you in handcuffs if you don't stop.
No, you're not putting me in handcuffs.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Just stand still, please.
Don't tell me how to move.
I need to speak to people separately when it's a domestic violence possible issue.
Okay, I'm going.
Stop.
He hit me in the face, please.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. Monty and Greta Jensen had been divorced for years, prompting Monty to move out. Greta showed up to his new residence one afternoon in December to drop off mail, causing the landlord to call 911 to request information about how to get a person trespassed from the property. The landlord reported that Greta was currently at the home, but was civil and was not requesting the presence of an officer. He was simply asking for information. But a few minutes later, it was claimed that Monty was stuck in his vehicle with his doors locked, and that Greta was not allowing him to exit his car. It was also noted that they appeared to be civil, and inferred that she was allowed to be on the property if she remained civil. Officer John Joubert of the Bountiful Police Department arrived shortly after the call, and would request a medical response for a female just a few moments later.
So at first, I was unsure where it was as I tried to park out of sight. That's our procedure. We wait for another officer to be on scene. So I tried to park out of sight, but with the layout of the street, I successfully avoided the front of the house. But then I saw them in plain view. By them, I mean Monty and Miss Jensen on the corner of the house. At that point, I'm already visible. Now I have to approach. I remember I could hear Greta pretty loud, sounding upset. I don't think they noticed me at first, so I was able to get sort of close before I called out to them.
Bountiful 2 Golf 10. We're going to be on 200 East, about 600 North. Hi.
Oh, hey.
How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you doing?
Good. We had a call about a disturbance here.
There's no disturbance here. I'm not here. We're just talking.
Okay. Well, it looks like
we haven't yelled or nothing.
looks like you're trying to talk to someone that doesn't want to talk.
No, he had his window down. We've been talking. We had some house stuff to talk about and stuff, and we're just talking. He's just keeping warm, I reckon. I don't know. I didn't ask him to get out.
Well, his window was rolled up. That's weird.
Well, you weren't here the whole time his window wasn't rolled up. He rolled it up when he turned on his heater. But
she's leaving and I'm going.
We're not. There's no disturbance. Somebody lied to you. I would get them for false reporting because we hadn't had any disturbance.
Okay.
That I know of.
So are you doing okay?
Oh, good. I'm good. Good. I'm just going in and she's leaving. So.
Yeah, we were just talking about some stuff.
Was there somebody else here? Because I'm confused now.
I am too. We didn't hear anything. Nobody
maybe
yelled.
Maybe she was yelling through my window or something.
No, I was not yelling.
Talking loud, excuse me.
No, I was talking just like that. I wasn't talking loud.
What's your name?
Monty.
No, we haven't talked. I talk like this.
Are you guys ex?
Yeah.
Ex-wife? Okay.
So we still have some.
Who's the landlord?
Jeremy?
Any idea why he'd be calling?
Maybe she was yelling through the window.
No, but maybe I don't know. Monty, I was not yelling. And
well, I had the window closed. Maybe.
No, I was talking. This is as loud as I talk, so you can call that loud. And maybe tell him.
How far out are you?
We were just talking, and he hadn't even. We don't have any issue. We were just talking about.
Can I just talk to you inside later in just a sec?
Sure.
Excellent, thanks.
Sure.
I won't condone any of the following actions of any party on scene. Volunteering information that you are not required to provide to a state official investigating yourself will rarely ever work in your favor. In these situations, remaining silent is your best option. Instead, both parties tell the officer that all is well and that they are parting ways. In fact, in Monty's deposition, he says that he stayed in his car to stay warm, and that it was the first time that anyone had complained about her presence at his residence. Had both parties remained silent, the officer would have had to seek out the third-party caller to provide information on how to trespass a person from the property as they had originally called for, and likely would have had to leave with no further incident.
No, I was just leaving. We were just talking. That's all we were doing. We're not arguing. You're not mad.
Okay.
Nothing.
Can you take your hands out of your pockets for me? Well,
you're cold.
Can you just keep them out of your pockets, please?
No, I don't have. You don't feel? I don't have anything in my pockets. Well, don't be silly.
Why don't you settle down a little bit, okay? It's something I do for my safety.
If somebody comes up and harassing you, you would get a little like, why are you harassing me? I didn't do nothing wrong. So
who's harassing you?
It feels like harassment.
I'm just asking you what's going on. I need you to stay here.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
I'm investigating
He told
a
you.
potential crime, okay?
There's no, for crying out loud.
Okay.
Now you're
I
exaggerating.
need you to settle down.
There's no.
Based on the information
You know what?
I got,
can talk,
based on the
and
information I was
you're
given.
not in power over
Okay,
anybody.
I'm about to put you in handcuffs if
no,
you don't
you're
stop.
not putting me in handcuffs.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
So let me tell you
I've
what
done
the call
nothing
was.
Wrong. I've done nothing.
Let me tell you what the report
I
was.
don't care what the report was. He just told you we weren't doing anything, and we are the two people involved.
Nah, normal speed's fine.
So
we got a call that you were being disorderly out in front of the house.
that's a lie.
That you were shouting at him,
No shouting.
and that you were not letting him get out of the car.
Never did. I was just standing there talking. We were just talking. He never said, move, I'm going to get out of the car. He had the heater on. He turned it off. He started the car back, and we were just talking.
Okay.
And I was leaving. We were about, I gave him a piece of mail that came to the house that he needed. And then we started talking about, we got to sell the house. And we were talking about pricing and just different things.
Okay.
We weren't arguing at all. There was no
Well, can
argument.
you understand how it would look to me when I come walking up here and his window's rolled up and you're being kind of loud?
You know what? I wasn't being kind of loud. That's a lie. You can say it all you want. Don't make it true. Your opinion doesn't make facts true.
In the arrest report, Officer Jobert claims that Greta was shouting, but the body cam footage appears to support Greta's testimony that they were merely speaking. Officer Jobert now asks for ID and escalates the encounter further.
What's your name?
Greta.
What's your last name,
Jensen,
Greta?
the same as his.
What's your date of birth? Okay.
There is nothing. Go get whoever said that.
That's what I'm going to.
You know what? Me and Monty.
Can you just stand
Listen,
still, please?
Don't tell me how to move. You're not God.
I just
Get
asked
over
you to
it.
please stand still.
I asked you to quit bossing me around. I'm not doing nothing wrong.
I asked you. I'm not bossing.
You know what you're doing, sir.
I
You know what
asked
you're
you
doing.
to stand still,
You know
please.
what you're doing. Stop.
Will you
Your
please?
ego is out of control.
I
Just
said
stop.
please. Will you please just settle
I'm not
down?
doing anything wrong.
We were having a perfectly fine
what?
conversation.
Yeah, me and Monty, are we the... Did he tell you there was no problem? Did I tell you no problem?
The officer now mentions that he is investigating domestic violence, though he was there for a trespassing information call, and no cause for such an accusation existed. At this point, Greta was never told that she was detained or under arrest, and now turns to leave, which for some reason prompts the arrest of the 64-year-old woman.
Well, people.
And we didn't see
Yeah.
anybody.
So I need to speak to people separately when it's a domestic violence
There's
possible issue.
Okay, I'm going.
Stop. You're under
know
arrest.
what?
Okay, you're under
No,
arrest.
I'm not.
Put your
Don't-
hands behind your back.
Don't
Put your hands
stop
behind
it.
your back.
You're
Put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest.
Okay, I'm not doing nothing.
Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting.
Ow, you hurt.
Stop
I'm not-
resisting.
I'm not doing nothing.
Stop resisting.
I'm not doing nothing.
Stop resisting. Hand
I had
behind your
shoulder
back.
surgery. Will you stop?
Unable to gain control of the 64-year-old woman, Officer Jobert takes her to the ground, shoving her head into the concrete driveway a total of 3 times.
Put your hand behind
Ow,
your
you
back.
hit my head. Please
Put
stop.
your hand behind
I'm
your
not
back.
doing nothing wrong.
Shortly after, he punches Greta in the jaw twice as his partner arrives on scene.
How do you do it?
Put your hand behind your back.
Ow! Ow! That hurt!
Put your hand behind your back.
He's hit me! He's hit me!
On your back.
He's hit me!
Roll over.
He
Roll
just
over.
hit me in the
Roll
face!
over.
He hit me in the face!
Okay.
He hit me in the
Stop.
face!
Stop.
He hit me in the face, please! He hit me in the face like 3 times!
Figure it
You
out.
got a lawsuit! You got a lawsuit!
Greta was arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting interfering with an officer. She was then taken to the hospital, where they found she had a broken jaw, facial trauma, bilateral shoulder injuries, an elbow injury, head injury, and neck injury. In the officer's incident report, he requested to have Greta replace his pants for this small tear. But the charges were dismissed at her first hearing, and soon after, she filed a $1 million lawsuit against Jobert. An internal investigation from the Bountiful Police Department found that its own corporal, John Jobert, used excessive force while arresting the 64-year-old woman. The police chief, Edward Baylor, issued a written reprimand, finding that the strikes to the face were unreasonable and unnecessary. He tells Jobert that you are younger, bigger, stronger, have a higher skill level, and are uninjured. She was injured and had officers visually arriving. He also states that just prior to Jobert striking her in the face, he told her to put her hands behind her back, but notes that she was physically unable to comply with that command because Jobert was on top of her, pinning her arms to her chest. The chief concluded by adding that Jobert had to release one of Greta's arms that he had in control in order to punch her in the face. 5 other officers reviewed the case and had similar observations, and every one of those officers said that this incident looks bad and that they would have not used that level of force in that situation. And even though the chief was aware of these facts, Jobert was only given a written reprimand and was instructed to attend a remedial defensive tactics class. The following is an excerpt from the officer's deposition.
As I was still trying to de-escalate and explain to her my actions, I mention any time there's a domestic violence-related call, and she shrugs or says, "Oh my gosh," and turns to walk away. I tell her to stop because she was detained for that investigation.
Did you communicate that to her?
At the part where I walked up and corroborated what had been reported to me.
And why was she under arrest?
So as she's walking away, I tell her to stop. She does not comply, and I tell her that she's under arrest. She was failing to stop at my command.
During that deposition, Jobert said that he disagreed with the final findings of the Internal Affairs report, saying, quote, "Given the exact situation I was put in, I feel that what I did was reasonable and necessary." He also claims that he has no regrets and does not believe that there has been a time in his career which he's used force in a way that he didn't think was right. The defendants initially offered Greta a $20,000 settlement, but she turned it down. Soon after, the city offered $115,000, which she also rejected. As for now, the lawsuit continues, but the defendants have recently filed a motion for summary judgment, which will determine whether this case continues to trial. And so, as updates are made public, I'll be sure to let you know. But until then, check out one of my other videos linked on screen.